Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including ESPN and Disney buying the NFL network, Redzone and NFL Plus. We'll tell you what's happening there and maybe seeing the NFL take partial ownership in ESPN. It's all on the table. YouTube TV's got a glitch right now. It's making some locals not work for some subscribers. Again, some subscribers. We'll tell you what locals and what's happening with that. Also, the FCC is investigating Comcast, NBC, Universal over the DEI initiatives. These stories and a whole lot more coming up here in a quick second. If you want to learn more about any of these stories, I'm going to put a link to every story I talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment. You can find them there. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. I would love it because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. So YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, let's dive into it. ESPN is in advanced talks to take over the NFL Network, NFL Redzone, and NFL Plus. Now, this is a story that's been around for a few months now, but now John over at Puck, by the way, Puck News been really killing some of these great exclusives, says they are now in advanced talks, that these talks are still happening, and that this comes as the NFL wants to get bigger distribution of its content and a partnership with ESPN, they say, as a way to do that. Now, through this, a lot can change. This is what's being reported, but no deal is finalized. ESPN will take over the NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and the NFL Plus streaming service. The NFL will get partial ownership of ESPN. We've heard for some time that Disney was looking for a partner to invest in ESPN by partial ownership. Disney owns the majority of it. There are some minority owners. They can still sell a small share of it and still retain majority owner of ESPN. This comes as the new direct-to-consumer flagship streaming service. It's codenamed Flagship. Will launch, giving you direct access to ESPN content without a cable or streaming service. Now, that's supposed to happen this year. The NFL reportedly wants to increase its distribution and sees this as a way to do it. A few things. Advanced talks doesn't mean the deal will happen. 2, details can change dramatically. How much ownership are they going to give ESPN? What kind of changes will happen over the NFL Network? A lot of this we just don't know. A lot of it's just pure speculation. So I wouldn't be too worried. I know a lot of people get a little concerned. You know, you're not a fan of ESPN. You like the NFL Network for its more independent take, some people say. And this could change that. We'll see what happens. But we'll be watching it closely. This lines up a couple big stories. That the NFL was looking to offload some of these cable TV networks that have been struggling. 2, they've also been looking, or ESPN's also been looking for a partner to invest in them to help them get their streaming service offer off. These two things, separate interests, could come together well in a joint partnership to do this. This will get kind of the cable networks the NFL is not seeing much future in right now off their plate. And it will get ESPN, the investor, to help them get their streaming service off the ground. We'll see what happens. Leave me a comment, let me know. It'll also build up the ESPN streaming service. You could maybe see the NFL Network bundled in with it. We'll see. All right, next up, YouTube TV is experiencing an outage with some CBS, the CW, and Telemundo channels. It's a handful of networks right now that have not been working for about 24 hours at the time of this recording. YouTube has confirmed that they are aware of the issue and they're working with the providers of these networks to resolve the issue, which probably means wherever that feed's coming from, the local stations to them, that's where the problem is, the way I read this. They say they're working on a fix and hope to have it fixed soon. Now remember, I record these the night before. It's very possible by the time you watch this that it's actually been fixed. But YouTube has confirmed the glitch. I know a few of you reached out about it. Good news is it's being fixed. Always have an antenna backup. I know that doesn't work for everybody, but for a lot of people, an antenna is a great way to make sure you always get your locals, even when they may not be working through a streaming service. So check that out. Link in the show notes if you want a full list of all the impacted channels, but YouTube TV says they're working on a fix. All right, there's a new investigation into Comcast from the FCC. FCC has launched an investigation into Comcast and NBC Universal from the chairman over its DEI initiatives to see if they're being discriminative or discrimination is happening over there. We'll see. At core issue here is the DEI initiatives, and they're investigating to see how Comcast implemented them and how they ran with those and if there was any discrimination related to it. Look for this. If a lot of people hate when politics come up, unfortunately when you cover news, sometimes politics do come up. And this is kind of one of those situations. And why is this important? Because if it's starting at Comcast, I guarantee you're going to see this probably roll over to other cable networks too. This investigation is probably going to be seen pretty wide network. Now, this was originally reported by Newsmax, who got a copy of the letter that went to Comcast. Now, Comcast did send us a statement confirming that they have received an inquiry from the FCC and will cooperate with the FCC to answer their questions. And they say, for decades, our company has been built on the foundation of integrity and respect for all employees and our customers. So with that, we'll have to watch this. You know, it is a big story. Could have a massive impact on the future of TV if the FCC starts regulating some of these initiatives. And again, like I said, don't expect this to end up with Comcast. They may be the first, but it's probably just the first of several cable network owners that are going to be impacted by this. So we'll watch it. We'll have full coverage as we learn more. And I'm sorry, I know I hate when politics come in areas where I don't interested in politics, but unfortunately when we cover news sometimes with the FCC, it's impossible to avoid. All right, next up, Google is rolling out new online safety measures for teens and kids. Now, a few things here. They're improving new safeguards for search and implementing various measures to ensure age-restricted experience that are appropriate for ages out there. As a parent with a kid that uses this, I love this. Family-focused controls that allow you to have more control over when and how they use it, including a new school time mode where you can still allow them to do things like emergency phone calls and different stuff, but limit maybe their ability to get on YouTube during school hours or something like that for a school time feature. Helpful experiences for kids, rebooting some of it and bringing some new features to YouTube Kids. Google Fitbit Ace for kids and Samsung Galaxy Watch for kids. And will help them get to use that. The other thing they're doing is AI-powered age determination, trying to figure out the age of children using it and displaying proper YouTube content. That's supposedly in the works also. As a parent, I love this. I've actually been very impressed with Google's limits on this. They're also rolling out some features that previously have been limited to certain plans from providers. Like we use a plan from Verizon for our almost teenage daughter, so she can only call approved phone numbers with that. And now this is going to be built into Android. So if you got another plan, if you go with a cheaper company that doesn't offer those features, you can still do that. Where you can say, hey, you can call grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, maybe aunts and uncles, and that's it. You can't get any other phone calls. You can't make any other phone calls. Of course, things like emergency services are automatically included with that also. But that's a cool feature. I love to see Google implementing it. I'm most excited about the YouTube update features. If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. To hopefully continue to make that better. It's pretty good, but could be better. I do love a lot what they have now. For example, on my daughter's phone, she can only go to websites I've approved. So I have to manually approve each website she can go to. And I love the screen time limitations. So like when bedtime happens, it locks down and she can only call mom and dad and make emergency phone calls. She can't be texting with friends if she somehow sneaks her phone into her bedroom at night, for example. So keep an eye on that. Love to see Google rolling out those new features. Next up, DirecTV streams new My Free DirecTV, which is their free ad-supported service. Think of Pluto TV, Tubi, and the like. Has added several new channels, including Always Funny and Always Funny Pranks and Fails. These are two new comedy channels with a bunch of comedy-related content. Entertainment now available for free through the DirecTV app on it. You do need an account, but it is free to use. And this week in TV history, Murder, She Wrote celebrated its 100th episode 36 years ago. This week, on February 11th, 1989, the 100th episode of Murder, She Wrote launched and is widely seen as one of the classic TV shows of all time. Hard to believe it's been 36 years since the 100th episode happened. Next up, YouTube TV's CEO released a letter and talked about the growth of YouTube on smart televisions. Question, are you watching this on a mobile devices, laptop, computer, or are you watching it on TV? I've seen the TV viewership tick up on this channel. But according to this, more people now watch YouTube on TV than they do any other way, including mobile. You probably think mobile would be the most watched way, and it is now number 2. But watching it on a full-size TV is now the main way. I'll be honest, I've said it before, a percentage of my television watching has slowly shifted over to YouTube. Some of that happens with the fact that I'm a dad and a business and everything else that comes with it. I'm busy. Committing to a TV show is sometimes hard, except for ones I'm very interested in. 10, 15, 20, or even 30-minute YouTube video that's a standalone. It's much easier to just quickly watch as I'm getting ready at the end of the day, maybe laying in bed or sitting on the couch and going through paperwork, than it is to maybe try to follow what's happening on a show where if you missed an episode, you may be lost kind of deal. I don't know. Are you watching more TV or YouTube on TVs? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you on how you watch YouTube. I'll be honest, I'm watching more on TVs. My daughter should watches most on TV. It's the only way she can. We don't allow it on phones and tablets, just the smart TV, so mom and dad knows what she's watching. All right, next up, Tubi gave us some more information about Super Bowl. 15.5 million concurrent viewers streamed the Super Bowl on Tubi, which surprisingly did very well, holding up, didn't crash, and made it the most streamed through a service like this Super Bowl ever. It was also the most watched Super Bowl. Very impressive numbers happening over with it on the Super Bowl happening. Continue to see subscriber viewership growth. Or it was like 120 some million. I apologize, I don't have that number in front of me. NFL is the dominant force on TV right now. Last year, the top 100 most watched shows, programs, whatever you want to call them, the NFL was the vast majority of them, with the Super Bowl being the most watched. I have a feeling in 2025 it would be the same thing again. This gives the NFL great power. Now you notice they've shifted their focus a little bit, diversifying where the games are, and we'll see how this plays out. But NFL, the driving force behind the future of TV and how people watch it right now. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Take care. Be safe. Have a great day, everybody.